But right now, if I just went with gut feeling, blood in, blood out, Trump in, Trump out. This is a gang. And I hate to use that analogy, but I'm not coming up off of this. Part of my thinking has been flawed, that Trump off stage, the left forced to defend his positions. I'm looking at someone like Bill Maher have to backpedal and have to call out the left. And I'm just thinking, with all this momentum, there's going to be, in 2022, there's going to be this big political shift, a reset of politics. And now we were actually going to have a chance, with Trump out of the way, to reinstall some morality, some biblical values to American culture. Didn't happen. And so now I'm watching people, I feel like, that are demoralized, and they're jumping off the Trump train. And if what I thought was going to happen in the midterms had happened, I'd be jumping off the Trump train. I would be looking at Ron DeSantis, and then I would be looking over at the Democratic Party and expecting them to adjust and expecting them to put forth a reasonable candidate who reflected my values. I expected that come 2024, we would have reasonable choices on both sides because of the overwhelming avalanche that I anticipated having last week in those midterm elections. I thought we'd have DeSantis, and I thought we'd have a reasonable Democrat person with some biblical values. But these midterms have made me say, we're not. We're going to get more of the same. Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom or someone worse is going to be represented on the left. And right now, I'm just sorry, I'm not there yet with Ron DeSantis because I just don't see enough blowback and pushback against him to make me think that he's not part of the establishment. We keep seeing the same thing happen over and over and over and over again. Occupy Wall Street was this big movement, and we were going to stamp out Wall Street corruption. And the establishment ended up putting Occupy Wall Street down. And I wasn't on board. I was just watching Occupy Wall Street and going, that's interesting. They're up against Wall Street. I didn't know what to think because, again, at that time, I'm not following politics that close. When the Tea Party cooked up, I wasn't that passionate about it because, again, I wasn't following politics that close, but the Tea Party rose up, the establishment, corporate media shot it down and made everybody think if you're involved with the Tea Party, you're a member of the KKK. Now here we come to Make America Great Again, and I see it all over again. Everybody with MAGA, they're flaming racists. They tried to insurrect the country and overthrow the government without firing a shot. Ashley Babbitt threw her neck and body at this whole system in an attempt to try to overthrow the government. And she got shot and killed by a Capitol Police officer, and that was our insurrection. And anybody that was there or involved in that is one of the worst people on the planet, and Donald Trump and the whole MAGA movement started. They tried to overthrow the country. It was the worst day in the history of America. It's worse than 9/11. It's worse than Pearl Harbor. And they've shot down the MAGA movement. That's the establishment. And when I say the establishment, I'm talking about what Royce White constantly talks about, the uniparty. The left and the right working together to keep the status quo going. The elites keeping their knee on the neck of the non-elites. I'm not sure. Ron DeSantis looks good from afar. But I'm looking at Trump. They're trying to put this man in jail. They've done everything possible. The establishment on the right and the left have done everything they can to destroy this man. I'm not jumping ship. Not yet. I need some more evidence, some more proof. I need someone that's willing to take on the establishment, the right and the left establishment, because we got here to this point because of this is what the establishment wants. They're all getting rich with insider trading. I don't see many of them objecting to, in a real way, to what's really going on. I want to have a conversation with Josh Hawley, one of our senators from Missouri. He's from Kansas City, known him for a long time. I need someone to help me make sense of what we've just seen and what we've just witnessed before I jump ship on Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. Those are my early thoughts. They might change, they might adjust as I gather more information, but right now, if I just went with gut feeling, blood in, blood out, Trump in, Trump out, this is a gang, and I hate to use that analogy, but I'm not coming up off of this. And the last thing for me is when I heard the Mormon Church, the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ, put out a statement yesterday that they're going to support this codifying of same-sex marriage. Job's not done. Everybody's bending to the establishment. Everybody's bending to the establishment. Everybody's compromising their values and principles, bending to the establishment. I'm not going to do it. And right now, until someone else raises their hand and says, you know what, I'm willing to take on the establishment. I'm willing to risk jail. I'm willing to have the entire establishment counsel me. Until someone else raises their hand and signs up for that job, I'm going to be Team Trump. And today, as of this moment, I'm far more Team Trump than I have ever been at any time. I've never really been Team Trump. I've just been like, he's better than these alternatives. And the stuff the media hates about him doesn't really bother me. I like his policies. The man put 3 Supreme Court justices on the court that ended Roe v. Wade. Till someone else steps up and shows me they got those kind of balls, I'm Team Trump.